Yes, my good people, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Guys, mambo yamechemka upande wa burial ceremony ya Wafula Chebukati pale Kitale, Trans Nzoia County. Mambo yamechemka pale. Na hii mambo yote ilianzishwa na William Ruto. William Ruto anaendelea kulaumiwa pale. Even the families. Utasikiza familia jinsi ambavyo speeches zao zimekuwa zikinukuliwa na wananchi wa Trans Nzoia County. Then they are now coming to conclude that William Ruto ndo chanzo cha kifo cha Wafula Chebukati. You are going to be shocked, guys. In this video, don't try to swipe it up. Because wife to Wafula Chebukati amejaribu kuzungumza. And if you will pay attention, guys, lazima utachukua point kadhaa hapo. Then the daughter to Wafula Chebukati pia ameweza kuzungumza. Na utakuja kuona kwamba hii chanzo yote imekuwa William Samoei Arap Ruto. Ndo alipatia huyu jamaa ndiposa akaenda kuiba kura na kutana. Unaona? Ndiposa akaenda kubadilisha hizi kura na kupeana victory to William Samoei Arap Ruto. Unaona watu wangu? So kumechemka mbaya tena zaidi. And that's why unaona wakati ambapo William Ruto alikuwa anaingia pale, alikuwa na tight security. Wetangula alikuwa na tight security. Ruto alikuwa na tight security. Unaona watu wangu? Kwa sababu haijakuwa rahisi. Even watu ama residents wa pale upande wa Kitale wako angry zaidi. Unaona? Haijakuwa poa kwao. Because wakati ambapo huyu wife to Wafula Chebukati alikuwa anatoa speeches zake, utakuja kuona kwamba residents wengi walikuwa wanahuzunika zaidi. Wengine walikuwa wanalia because huyu Wafula Chebukati ni William Ruto ameweza kumsababishia hii kifo. Unaona watu wangu? Na sijaona Raila Amolo Odinga kiingia pale. Unaona watu wangu? So kumaanisha mambo sio mazuri. So we want us just to face it. And before to face it, guys, ensure me like video kama kawaida. I've been telling you that hii channel imekuwa ikisupportiwa na wewe na imekuwa ikishikiliwa na wewe. So sina budi ila nikusema thanks so extensive kuendelea kusupport hii channel. Na zile moments naenda kuchukua kulike hii video, acha Mungu aweze kukutetea na kupiganie ili ukaweze kuprosper kwa kila kitu ambacho najaribu kukifanya kwa minajili ya kufanikiwa watu wangu. Kwa hivyo guys, wale wageni ambao wanasema kwa mara ya kwanza, please guys, kwa mioyo mikujufu, make sure mna subscribe hapo chini ili tuwe familia kubwa tena zaidi. Without wasting time, tunataka tuanze na speech ya huyu mke wake Wafula Chebukati. He is trying to blame social media. Wakati ambapo incident iliweza kutokea pale Bomas, Wafula Chebukati guys, nataka kutumia wino, sitaki kutumia mate na wino iko. So let us listen.
Guards to delay him. Thank you, Mahanu, who was head of our security. He ensured they tried to delay, and the next thing there was a procession to Bomas, and with this gentleman in the middle of that procession. That's how he got to Bomas. The rest, you know, and you saw. For me, that was divine intervention. Because he came home and he said, I saw somebody point a gun at me. And I think it was the security that pushed him down, and then they took him out. I tried to ring him when the fracas was taking place. Even before the fracas, we tried to reach him. We couldn't reach him because Rachel's friends were telling her, your father is being compromised. We hear he's delaying announcing the results. So when we tried to find out what is happening, we even called upon Sam Gituku. He happened to be airing Citizen Live. I asked him, I got his number, I called, I said, there's something happening at Bomas. Can you put it on air? And he said, I don't see anything happen. In less than a minute, he says, oh my God, I now can see what's happening. He says the only thing he could do for us was to refer us to some human rights institution, because there's nothing more he could do. But we thank him for whatever little that he did. So there was the fracas. I called in. I tried to reach him. I couldn't reach him. Eventually, I got the aide to take the phone to anybody who was around him. The nearest person he found was Bishop Oginde. And I asked him, is my father alive? That's my husband alive? That's all I need to know. He said, yes, I can see he's alive. I say, you're a man of God. Please speak the truth. He says, it is the truth. Your husband is alive. So that is how that day went. Of course, there's so much more to it. If you're interested, you'll have to look for me at another time. But I don't think it's a discussion we really want to engage in, because it was very rough for us as a family. Jonathan and Emmanuel were not in Nairobi, yet people kept on coming in and telling the aides, the brother is here, he wants to come in. But we thank the security that we had on that day. So this handsome gentleman of mine, I will not go into the story you were told about the first surgery. When that first surgery, the first diagnosis took place, there was discussion to have the surgery done in Nairobi. It was the doctors in Nairobi who had recommended that he could go to Germany. And they are the ones even who arranged for us, because they said, much as it can be done in Kenya, the problem is the equipment we have. The one in Germany is much better. So to fast forward, after his first surgery, his second surgery, then that's when he started becoming a bit weak. And eventually he was admitted on the 9th of December. When he went in on 9th December, he was not going for admission. He was going for a review for an MRI. Unfortunately, they said he needed to be admitted. He stayed in, and just when he was about to be discharged, he picks a hospital infection, so they can't discharge him. So the time that when we kept on trying to get, the doctors were willing to discharge him, but just when they're about to discharge him, when he's getting better, they find he has an infection in the chest or an infection here and there. So eventually he was discharged, and he was discharged to palliative care. At this point, he was not speaking. And at that point, a Right Honorable Speaker had visited him in the ICU. At that point of ICU, he would have movements. He would respond with his hands or his eyes. And also, we received a visit from the governor of Trans Nzoia.
Unaona watu wangu, huyo ni wife to Wafula Chebukati. Anajaribu kupeana lawama mingi pale wakati ambapo vurugu iliweza kutokea pale Bomas. Na hiyo ni mambo ya William Samoei Arap Ruto. Mambo ya kura. Mambo ya nini? Mambo ya wizi ya kura. Unaona watu wangu. And don't forget that even Wetangula decided to commence it about what happened in the Bomas. Sikiza.
Tulikuwa Bomas of Kenya. Senator wawili wakakuja mbele. Mmoja akapiga Chebukati ngumi, mwingine akampiga rungu. Mbele yetu tulikuwa na huyu gavana wetu Lusaka. Baadaye tukamwambia huyu Profesa Gulie, tulimpata amegongwa, anatoka damu, analia. Molo alikuwa amesimama nyuma ya kabati. Watu wamewavamia. Lakini tukawaambia ukweli itabaki ukweli. Wakatangaza matokeo. Sisi kama wakili na wale walikuwa hapa tukamwambia Chebukati, go and take a P3 form. Ula alikupiga rungu, ula alikupiga ngumi, walionekana kwa TV, we have the CCTV, tupeleke kwa polisi. Chebukati akasema wale wawili na waachia Mungu. Let them wrestle with their conscience to see whether they did the right thing or not. And he forgave them. How many of you are ready to forgive a person who has struck you with a rungu? Very few. Tukiwa hapa leo kama jamii, hata huyo mzana tembezwa kwenda, is a patriarch of our small clan here, Babutu, my father. Wamekaa hapa. Kukaa Chebukati ako hospitali. Kuhujoina yuko hapa. Chairman yetu ya clan yuko hapa. Kesho hamtakuwa na nafasi. Tunawashukuru nyinyi nyote kwa kuja kutoa heshima kwa shujaa wetu, shujaa wenu. Wakati Chebukati alikuwa mgonjwa, vile mliambiwa hapa, rais wetu alisema vile tunawasaidia Wakenya wengine, tutamsaidia Chebukati mpaka pale tutaweza kulinda maisha yake. Tukatafuta tukapata reference. Tulitaka kwenda India. Madaktari India wakasema hii inaweza kushughulikiwa na daktari kule Ujerumani. Tulitaka kwenda Amerika. Amerika wakasema hii itashughulikiwa vizuri na professor who visits our hospital, John Hopkins in Maryland, kule Ujerumani. Tukampeleka, and I visited him in Germany. Tukiketa ile picha tuko na yeye kwa kitabu, tulikuwa tumeketi katika hospitali yake na huyu ndugu yangu Emmanuel. Akapona, akarudi. Ile tumor ikarudi tena. Tukamrudisha kwa ile hospitali. Yote iligharamiwa na serikali ya Rais Ruto. Peke yetu kama jamii hatungeweza, because it was a very expensive affair. To take an air ambulance to lift our uncle from here to Hanover in Germany is not an easy thing. Kwa hivyo tunasimama hapa kama jamii kutoa kongole kwa rais wetu kwa kusimama na sisi. Na kwa hiyo heshima, kesho pia atakuwa hapa kutoa heshima yake ya mwisho kwa shujaa Chebukati.
Unaona watu wangu, na usahau pia Adota tu Wafula Chebukati pia alikuwa amesema kwamba he warned Wafula Chebukati kwamba asijaribu kufanya nini, ajaribu kuresign ama jaribu kwenda retirement, but Wafula Chebukati alikataa in 2017. Juu it's like alisense danger kwamba huyu jamaa anaweza enda hivi, huyu mzee anaweza enda hivi, then wamtafutie makosa kisha imumalize completely. Unaona watu wangu, but pesa ni nini? Sikiza mambo.
With him, I was now here on the day, just the moments before he went to Bomas to announce the results. At that time, he had already received intelligence that somebody had wanted to end his life to stop him from announcing the results. So we sat together, the pastors prayed, and I hugged my dad, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I said to him, you don't even need to say anything, because I know you're going to stand for the truth. I know you're going to stand for Kenyans. I said to him in 2017, I was selfish. I asked you to resign for me. But in 2020, this for you, I know you need to do it for the country. You need to do it for the country. So we looked at each other without really saying much, but knowing that might have been the last time I would have seen each other. I had never seen my dad cry. My dad shed a tear. So I said bye to him, and I said, whatever it is, we will stand by you. And I hugged him, and I said, you go do your thing. I handed him over his speech, which, by the way, I used to assist him a lot with drafting his speeches. He used to trust us as a family also. Emmanuel does system and IT stuff as well. So the speech I drafted with him, I handed it over to him. I said it's a great speech. So all the best. Whatever happens, happens, but we are proud of you either way. He didn't read the speech, by the way, because there was so much chaos at Bomas. But the speech he made was so impactful. He actually came home and he said, he didn't even remember what he said. He actually did not, because it was in a moment, that was him. That was him in his moment. It was such an impactful speech. He came home, he didn't remember what he said. He took off his shoes. He was actually bleeding. He didn't even know he was bleeding. Like, this was just my dad. Get the work done, which he got done. And he was just proud to have done his duty and stood with the truth and stood with his conscience. Because he always said, what he does is for his legacy. And it's not just his legacy, it's our name as well. The people whom carry his name, the people who carry his name will live with that. So he was not going to do anything that would endanger our lives. So he stood by the truth, and I'm extremely proud of him for that. I recall telling him, after all that if I could just be half of who you are, I think I'll be great. I'll be a successful person. I'll be amazing. And he stopped me and he said, Rachel, you're not going to be half of me. You're going to excel. You're going to be way better than me. You're going to do more than I've ever done. Because that's what I want you to do. My dad believed in improving people, improving us, giving us the best of the lives. Even though he was a young man, grew up in Bungoma, he always gave us the best. Always brought us the best of things. I will miss having you to speak with. I will miss your presence and your hugs. I will miss your witty sense of humor. I will miss discussing the law, politics, and international affairs with you. Allow me to sidetrack for 1 second. My dad used to discuss law, politics quite a lot. 2017, he lost the election. 2007, he lost the election in Sabata, this constituency, formerly known as Sabata. And he had so many things that he was saying. If I was chair, I would have done this. If I was chair, I would have done this. Because he felt like the elections were stolen from him. So when the IBC job was advertised, I recall the first time, very few people applied. So I think they did not have enough people to shortlist. So the second time, him, his colleagues, everybody, especially me, kept on saying, this is for you. I kept on telling Daddy, remember all those times we've talked about what you would do, how you embrace technology in elections, how you embrace this and that. I know being a judge was where he wanted to go, but even he ended up applying for this, and he got it. So he always used to say I was the one who pushed him into it. I don't think I pushed him. I think he just did what he had to do, and I just encouraged him the way he would have encouraged me to do anything that I wanted to do. You never stopped learning. You were always eager to read another book, another article, attend another course. As soon as my dad's second surgery came up, he was back to reading, because I think at this time he had applied for the Court of Appeal job. He had been back. He started reading law books. There's some he ordered from Amazon, which were delivered to Germany. 2 days after surgery, like he was really back to that, improving himself, how he was going to be a great judge, So he always just wanted to improve himself. I will miss playing golf with you, Daddy. I will miss our weekly Sunday golf days, which are my favorite childhood memories. You'll always be my favorite golf partner, because we always took the risky shot, and we would often succeed because it all starts with being confident and believing in self. And when we missed the shot, we remained confident in our ability to make a remarkable recovery. Giving up was never an option, never. It did not matter how badly we were, whether we were 5 down. We always had confidence we were going to win the match play. I am eternally grateful that God blessed me with you as my father. I promise to continue to espouse the values instilled in me and to pass them over to my future children. You've been the epitome of love. Love for family, love for the law, and love for country. You have lived your life with purpose, with determination, with courage, and with diligence. Your pursuit of justice is unmatched. You have broken records, defied odds, and were never afraid to stand in your truth, even if it meant being an outlier. All in all, I am glad and grateful that you also lived a full life as you always remembered to spare time to enjoy it, whether be it on the course, going on holiday, traveling to play different golf courses, spending time with family. He enjoyed his life, besides work. All these traits and more have shaped me into the person I am today. I will forever carry your legacy with me. I love you, Daddy. Being your daughter is the greatest honor of my life. Thank you.